The furniture I had, just my camera here. The furniture I had delivered yesterday had an issue, so the repair guy came over and he looked at it. So I had to wait until he was gone. Well, I had to wait till he got here, which he got here around 12:15, and then he left just a couple minutes ago. So, but the furniture's fixed. It's working. But the recliner part wasn't working. Something, whatever. It's frustrating when you buy something and it doesn't work. And that's why I decided today to do keto frustrations, because we all get frustrated with the keto diet. Um, Certain things work when they're supposed to, and then sometimes they don't work when they're supposed to. Hello, Linda. How are you today? Thanks for showing up. Um, let's see who else here. If anybody, please put a thumbs up when you get here, if you could. I appreciate that. Anybody else? Anybody else want to say hello, or you could sit there silent. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah, frustrations. Like frustrations can be anything from you wanted to lose 5 pounds every week for the next 10 weeks, and then all of a sudden you don't lose any weight that week, and you're just like, what am I doing wrong? And you try to figure it out, and you're like, I wasn't doing anything different. I don't think I cheated on anything. I didn't eat any carbs. I didn't eat any sugars. Sometimes it's just your body telling you, I'm not giving up yet, you know? You just finished your support video. I got your notice of the live. Hey, all right. Thank you, Tammy. All right. Um, well, I'm glad you're here for the live. Yeah, so sometimes your body just tells you, I'm not giving up on carbohydrates and sugars just yet. So it stops utilizing the fat. And it's just weird how the body will just react out of the blue, okay? The body will just like it's just my head in the field. Anyway, no, that's a little too low. So you can get into those type of frustrations, but you just have to continue with the process. You just have to believe in the process, believe in what you're doing is right, and stick with it. That's it. Um, Keto is like I said, it's tough for your body to get adapted to. The body will reject it because the sugars, like I said, the sugars and the carbs are an addiction to the body, and it doesn't want to give up on it right away. Um, so you have to actually be consistent. Front and center and all ears. All right, Benny. You have to be consistent with the keto diet for it to work. That's the key. Consistency is key. It's with any type of workout, um, or with any type of diet. So it's consistency is key. Stick with it. Continue it with it in the ups and the downs, and you will get through just about any part of it. The problem is sometimes these plateaus, you'll hear people talk about them. They could last for 1, 2, 3 weeks, and that gets really frustrating. So, what to do in those cases? Change up your eating. If you're eating 2 meals a day or 3 meals a day, try intermittent fasting for a couple days. Try and wait. Don't eat breakfast right away, because honestly, it's more of a habit than it is a necessity. It's really just a habit. If you're really that hungry, then yeah, go ahead and eat. But if then you can skip the evening meal, then skip the evening meal. Because if you're not hungry in the evening, there's no reason to eat. Okay, um, the whole keto diet isn't about eating all these little small meals and and trying to get yourself like that, like a lot of the carbohydrate diets do, because your body continues to crave carbohydrates. It continues to need carbohydrates because it doesn't store carbohydrates. Okay? Because it's not natural, it's not something that the body naturally uses for energy. It doesn't say, well, you know, I am always going to use carbohydrates, but if you don't give it carbohydrates, it's going to utilize the fat that it stored. Okay? And fat is not bad for the body. It's what the body actually prefers. So, um, the problem with the carbohydrates turning into fat is that first it's a sugar. Okay? You have the sugars, which are carbohydrates. You have the carbohydrates, which are molecules of sugars basically combined together. And what that does is that causes inflammation before it turns to fat. Okay? It can turn to some energy, but a lot of times when you eat sugar, it goes into your fat cells, expands your fat cells, and then it fights the body from using them. Okay? It keeps the body from wanting to actually utilizing that sugar. That sugar rush you get when you eat too many carbohydrates or you eat too much sugar, that sugar rush, that's actually the body freaking out, trying to get rid of a toxin that it thinks you're trying to poison it with. Because the body doesn't really want sugar. Even though your brain says, I want sugar, which it makes its own. It just prevents you from utilizing that cell, that amount of sugar. Your body will try to get rid of it a little bit in a way. It'll try to pee it out. It'll try to hype you up and make you sweat it out. Whatever which way it can get rid of that sugar before it turns to fat, and it turns to fat pretty fast. So it gets in those fat cells really fast. Once it's done circulating your body, it gets in those cells and it's hard to get rid of. So, yeah, the sugar rush is not a good thing. You want to be able to have the energy at a consistent basis, which is what the keto diet does, because the energy source is always readily available, which is your fat that you have. Okay. That should be your energy source, and you should never feel groggy. You should never feel draggy, like you're dragging down or anything. Because once you're adapted, you're adapted. You're not having to feed it carbohydrates every 3 to 4 hours. You're not having to rely on really starchy meals or sugary pick-me-ups, or there isn't that. After lunch, you feel like you're ready to go to bed for an hour or two, which isn't all that bad, but it does relieve a lot of stress, that nap in the afternoon. But you shouldn't have to take a nap just because your body needs to shut down just to break down food, because it can't do more than one or two things at the same time. It can't do, like, a lot of times we rely on carbohydrates and sugars so much that we eat those sugars and we want to do certain things and we attempt to do those certain things, but then we get tired real quick and we need a rest. And the reason is that your body isn't utilizing that stuff properly. It's just not. It's trying to digest it. It's trying to get rid of it. It's trying to do all this other things, and it doesn't have enough energy to do all of those things at the same time. So you get shut down, and you get tired, and you need a nap. So when the body is napping, then that body is then processing that food you ate into fat, into other cells, or moving it to various parts of the body, maybe to the muscles, maybe to different areas, but it's not like your liver or your pancreas or stuff like that. But it is not, it's a good sign, it's a really good sign that you're eating the wrong foods when you fall asleep after a meal. Okay? Because there's not enough energy in that food. Your body's not utilizing the proper energy to keep you awake just to digest that meal you just ate. So if the body feels like it needs to shut down right after you ate, then you're eating the wrong stuff. Okay? Or you're not fat adapted, or the body's still craving sugars, and if it doesn't get it, it shuts down, and you get tired. A lot of people get tired right after dinner, take a nap. They right after lunch, they take a nap. Breakfast, it just seems like so many people it's too early to take a nap, so you have so much of that energy built up, ready to go from your rest that you had, if you got your 8 hours in. But other than that, once you hit those lunch and dinners, if you feel sleepy afterwards, then you know you're not eating the right foods that are giving you the proper energy, and you know that you're not fat adapted because you're getting too tired. You can't do more than one or two things at a time. It sucks. When I was eating carbohydrates, I would eat, and then my wife would, she comes home after work, and then I would fall asleep from like 7 to 8 almost every night. We'd eat at 6:30 when she got home, and then I would fall asleep from 7 to 8. And I was just like, why am I doing that? So I researched it, and I realized what was happening. And my body was becoming more and more dependent on carbohydrates, and I was still giving it the wrong foods, and it didn't really care. It was just shutting me down, turning everything into fat, turning everything into what little energy it needed to digest the foods that I just ate. Because your body does need energy to digest food. All right, so that's not all of your calories have to go towards working out or other things. The body functions a certain way every day. It requires so many calories every day to function. And this isn't about calories in or calories out. It doesn't really work that way, because everybody's totally different. Your activity levels are different. Your requirement. My activity level, walking up 3 flights of stairs, may require more carbohydrates. There's misunderstood. May require more calories, than you walking up 3 flights of stairs. My walking 1 mile may require more calories than you walking 1 mile. So you almost can't say, well, I'll just walk, this is what I can do, da, da, da. And then eventually, when you start doing exercise, you can't keep doing the same thing, because your body will get used to it. Okay, it's an adaptation to the exercise, the muscle development. You're not stressing yourself out. So if you like to just take that 3-hour or a 3-mile walk in the evening or in the morning, and that's your routine, then you need to change it up a little bit once in a while, because the body is getting used to that routine, and it will adapt to that. Just like when you first start something and you get really sore, but as you continue to do that, maybe it's a new job or a new activity, a new hobby, and you realize you're not sore anymore, you don't get as tired when you do it, it's because your body adapted to it, built muscle for that, and now it doesn't really get shocked by it. Okay, it's not really benefiting you to do the same old routine. Let's do that 3-mile walk every day, and eventually you're going to have to either jog sometimes, or lift weights sometimes, or maybe swim instead, or bike instead, or just something that breaks up the routine. That's it. So that's a way to get away from the frustrations of, why am I not losing any weight? You could always work out. Working out is always a good pick-me-up. It burns a lot of the food off that you're eating. It then dips into those fat storages, because if you're fat adapted, you're burning fat when you're exercising then. You know, it's really a lot of sugar, but saved up in your liver. But once that's gone and you're fat adapted, your body will break up fat. It will. Do we have any questions? Anybody? Any comments? Anybody have their own frustrations that they've ever had? I right now I'm in a bit of a slump. It's been 3 days since I lost a pound, and I actually gained one. So what I did was I wasn't hungry last night, so I didn't eat my salad, and that's fine. I I ate a small breakfast this morning, and misunderstood, loves lifting weights. I was a personal trainer for a long time, and I hate lifting weights now. Like, I'll do it, but I hate it now. I don't know why. It's like if you work in a pizza store, and after a while you just hate pizza. I used to love fitness. Used to love it. Couldn't get enough of it. You know, I would actually, prefer working out 2, maybe 3 times a day. But that was when I could do all that stuff. Now, my body's broken. I'm sore. I'm old. I'm retired now. I'm a retired old man. Once I didn't lose for 3 months. Someone said to up your carb. It got me losing again. Well, what that did was it confused your body. It confused your body into thinking it's going back to carbohydrates. So your body started to process carbohydrates more because it liked it. And it just started a quicker burn of your food, because carbohydrates tend to burn off very fast. Other foods take a lot of time to break down into some sort of energy source, but carbohydrates seem to break down much faster. And like, I could eat a meal of mostly carnivore, and I could feel satisfied for the next 8 to 10 hours. If I ate a meal mostly of, say, oatmeal or some sort of vegetable or a fruit salad, then I'm hungry in 3 hours, because it burns off so much faster. It digests and burns off so much faster. And what that probably did was that sped up your metabolism just a little bit. Maybe your metabolism was getting used to the foods you were eating. Easy Keto, Arizona Dave. I think you changed your name. Anyway, eating those carbohydrates sped up your metabolism just a little bit. It freaked it out. And then hopefully you brought your carbs back down to where you were normal with it. But like some people say, well, I'll eat 20 carbs, less than 20 carbs in the first 3 months of my keto, and then maybe I'll up it to 60 carbs, or maybe I'll try to see if I can get up to maybe 100 carbohydrates a day, and see if I still can lose or maintain. But for me, I'm not gonna ever do that again. Once I'm away from carbohydrates and I don't crave anything, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you were ready to give up. 3 months is a long time not to do anything. It's rough. Yeah, it's frustrations suck. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. I'm an old man. What do we got? Somebody ask a question, or somebody throw out something. Anybody? Um, we bought new blinds. I had to put them up today too. Bamboo blinds for the living room over there. When we bought the house years ago, they came with those white plastic mini blinds, and we just never changed them out. But finally, we did. Like, the house is relatively, this room at least is beachy kind of. My wife likes the beach, so I made it beachy feeling. I put in bright, colorful, like you can see the wall color, bright, colorful colors that, and then beach accents and stuff like that, just to make her feel good. I'm normally 20 or under, but up to about 30, then back down. Good, yeah, that's what. Now you could have upped it to 40 or 50, and that would have really shocked the system, but I don't recommend it, because here's the problem: when you do have to up your carb take, which is, to me, is a last resort. I hope that you tried other things in there. There's Lee Lamoureux. Good to see him. Good to see you too, buddy. The upping the carbohydrates could then wreck the whole process of being fat adapted. It could bump you out pretty hard. It could then show the body that that you're still going to give it carbohydrates, and it's going to get all frustrated again. And it may work for usually a small time. It may work for a brief time, but it's a very, very brief fix. So you bringing it up and then bringing it back down was probably a good thing. A lot of people don't bring it back down. They keep it up there, and then those carbohydrates are showing the body that it can still fight, and it'll win. And you don't want it to win. You want to win. You got to beat this. That's all that matters, if it got you going. We all have to figure out a way to get us off of our plateau and get it. And those frustrations, they could really wreck the keto diet. Okay, it's weight loss, it's energy, it's why aren't these pants fitting anymore or anything like that. Dave said, I've slipped since last year now and again, and the carb cravings hit hard. Yeah, and it's a struggle. I'm doing the best to keep under 20 total and not play games with the net and products, meat, fish, eggs, and veggies. That's good. Watch the high protein though. Make sure you're not getting your protein too high. Make sure that your protein is at a moderate. Make sure your fats are at a high. Okay? That's the problem a lot of people are running into with the carnivore diet, because what you're eating basically is just protein. Okay? Meats, animal meats are protein. So the more, it's hard to say, well, yeah, there are fats in there, but a lot of that's going to be pretty much mostly protein. And we tend to eat more protein than we're supposed to. And when you do eat more protein than you're supposed to, that protein will then kick over and form into sugar. That's the problem with excess protein. It will turn into sugar. Same thing with carbohydrates. Carbohydrates will act just like sugar. Excessive carbohydrates turn into really bad excessive, and they'll turn to fat. Make some fat bombs, maybe. Absolutely. I have fat bombs. I have this bone broth soup that I drink sometimes that I really like. I know bone broth just really, really loves replenishing the body with nutrients and with just all the vitamins and energy and everything else you could really think of. I've tried to make bone broth on my own. We got some bones from the butcher, and I put them in the crock pot, and it made this really nasty looking stuff. I couldn't do it. Like they said, just scrape all that icky stuff off the top and then, you know, drink that. And I was just like, nah, I'll just buy it. You know, I just couldn't do it. I don't like it. I didn't like all that curdly looking stuff that was on the top of the broth. It kind of grossed me out. Which one did you buy? Do you buy? I go to Wegmans, and I don't know if I have one here. I don't think I have any more left. It comes in a clear jar, like your spaghetti sauces usually do. You guys ever hear of Wegmans? It's I think it's #1 rated grocery store in the United States. If you have it in your area, it's awesome. It's a huge store. It's a huge grocery store. But they have this bone broth. It's kind of on a brown label. It's in the health food section at Wegmans. So that's what I go with. Now the soups I order online, and I get packets. They come, and I don't have to store them in anything. Yeah, there you go. Misunderstood has a Wegmans. I did a video on a Wegmans, as a matter of fact. If you want, go look at grocery shopping that I did, and I show you what to look for in the grocery store, and I went to Wegmans. That's what a Wegmans is. Now, even though it's a Wegmans, doesn't mean it's perfect. So I found flaws in Wegmans. Yep. The soups I get online. I'm going to have to get you guys all the information of where I get my foods from, because I don't get them all at the grocery store anymore. A lot of the stuff, like the one is called meatball and red pepper soup. It's very keto. Another one is a meatball minestrone. Another one is, there's like a butternut squash one that my wife likes. And I've had butternut squash soup. I didn't think I would like it, but I had it at this one little restaurant. Unfortunately, got hit by a tornado. We had a freak tornado about 4 years ago. It was like a big tornado, and we're in Pennsylvania, and we don't get hit with tornadoes. And it came right by our house, literally. It messed up my car a little bit. It went over us. Thank God it didn't hit our house, but it hit the plaza, one of the plazas up where all the shopping is, and it wrecked their store. And that was a great place to get soups and lunches and stuff like that. And the lady was so helpful. She would come to your table and she would talk to you, and she'd say, "Oh, you're doing keto?" She goes, "Oh, I'll make sure I don't put any of this in there," because she does keto. So she's like, "Oh, I won't put any of the, no wrap." Like I wanted a wrap, but without the wrap. So you get the lettuce and you get the meats and you get the onions and the vegetables, and some people say onions aren't keto, but that's only if you cook them. Just so you know, except for sweet onions, the yellow ones, stay away from those. Regular onions, they're only sugary if you cook them, caramelized, stuff like that. What else we got here? I'm telling you, I got lots of information. We could all throw it out there. I don't know what that little symbol is. It's so hard for me to see. I see wow, but I don't see what the symbol is. So you order them online. I do. And I'll have to get you the name of them. I always try to avoid the names. I mean, I don't promote anybody on here usually. So I don't really, when I get them, what I'll do is, when I get my next batch, I'll just show you what I got. What'd you say? You cook? Yeah, if you cook your onions, it brings the sugar out and causes them to be more sugary. That's what caramelizing onions is. The caramel is the sugar. Yep. Let me see. Dave said, I'm going to share links to your PTSD videos to a vet friend from grade school who's struggling. I hear you, brother. I struggle every day with it. I get into depression modes just like anybody else. It's bad. Yeah. PTSD is awful. It's an awful, awful thing. Please share and tell him that if he wants to chat, I'm here. I'm always here. Oh, I love them cooked. Well, you can't have them cooked anymore, kid. Just can't do it. Cooking your onions. You could eat the raw onions. Eat them raw. But you shouldn't eat them cooked. And don't even touch the yellow onions. They're sweet onions. The yellow ones are sweet. The white ones are fine. The red ones are fine. As long as you don't cook them. When you start to cook them and break them down, they're going to turn brown. And that's what's called caramelizing your onions and getting them ready for like maybe a steak sandwich or something like that. But all that caramel is sugar that came out. You broke the compounds up, turned it into sugar. Cooking also breaks down the fiber to where the carbs are also available, right? Mm-hmm. But they are higher carb on my allowed scale. I hear you. See, misunderstood. You learned something from me. That's good. And somebody else said it's great advice. Dave, yeah. So stay away from cooking the onions. Like for me, I've always said just raw onions. If I would get a burger, I just prefer raw onions now. My wife hates onions. She hates them, but I love them. I could eat a tub of onions just by the spoonful. I just like them. I'll buy the pre-chopped onions and the pre-chopped celery, and I'll just do like if the container's like this, I'll just grab a scoop of that and throw it on my salad every night. The celery, the onions, whatever, and then that's how I flavor up my salad a little bit. I put Parmesan cheese on it, like real Parmesan. I'll put a scrambled egg. What I'll do is I'll take an egg, spray in some olive oil, spray into a cup, crack an egg into it, mix it up, put it in the microwave for like 45 seconds, and it turns into like an egg about this much, about that high in your cup. And then you just mix, and then you just break it up, and then it turns into instant scrambled eggs. So you don't have to break out a pan or anything. Do I eat any snacks? I try not to eat snacks. I try not to. Because when my body is saying, I need a snack, I'm telling my body, get it from my belly. Get it from my love handles. Get it from somewhere else, you know? I don't always eat when I'm hungry. That's where it takes a lot of willpower, I guess. I will ignore hunger pains. I will ignore them. When I'm on the diet and I'm just starting, I will ignore them for days if I have to. I don't care. I heard about Quest chips, and I have a order in for them. I'm gonna actually try them, because what I do like is I do like nachos. But what I was doing was I was taking these tortillas, those carb-free tortillas, and I would cut it into triangles and fry them in oil, and then use those as my base for my nachos. There's no nacho flavor to them. I would add cumin, which is like basically like taco flavor. It's a seasoned cumin, and I add that to my meats, and then I throw some sour cream on there, some guacamole, a little bit of cheese. I'll throw some jalapenos, because jalapenos will help increase your metabolism. Spicy food. Um, and then I would add some sort of protein, a little bit of protein, like something in there. Oh, I heard about those Egg Life wraps. I did. I have not tried them yet. I have the ones, the Mission ones, I think they're called, Mission Carb something. That's one of the options I've gone with, is Mission. I'll have to break out the foods, put it on the island again like I used to do, and then show you all the foods that I do for keto. Maybe we'll do that for Monday or something, because Mondays are a pretty good day for me. I'll have all weekend to prepare for it. I don't have art class on Mondays, stuff like that. The Egg Life wraps are only 30 calories and no carbs. Nice, very nice. I'm gonna have to look into that. Ooh, that's all they are, huh? They're just some egg white and xanthan gum and some seasoning. That's pretty simple. I like them crisp though. No carbs, Tammy. Wow. Yeah, see? We're learning stuff from everybody. Getting ready to watch a handball game. Anybody ever watch handball? International handball? It's not a sport widely known in the United States. Anybody? I know there's one coming on later. Dr. Barry's wife just made a video on the wraps. Ooh. So she's into the videos now too. Good. She's a nurse, I believe. She was his nurse, or a nurse, for a while. Good for her to get into it. I know they were having a kid, and they had the kid, right? Anyway, I started keto August 2018. You helped me a lot. Thank you, Tammy. Lost 55 pounds by February 19th. Then August 19, started going up and put on 40 pounds. Tried so much to reboot, but never stuck until December 2020. Finally kicked in and lost 35. Well, there you go. That's pretty good. Good for you, Tammy. Sorry I deserted you. I did. I deserted people because I kind of got into that. I got depressed. I got tired of doing all the videos. I got tired of, not everybody, but there were a lot of people that were haters. When you get so many videos, you get a lot of haters too. And I was having to deal with those haters a lot, and and it wasn't fun anymore. Making the videos, it stopped being fun. And when it stopped being fun, I didn't feel like I needed to do it anymore. And when I stopped doing the videos, guess what I did? I stopped doing the keto. Doing the videos helps me with my keto. I've noticed that. It helps motivate me. So my goal is to succeed not only in the keto, but with the videos as well. Your last video, you were getting that pool-like deal and putting it in your garage. It's in there. I might have to do a video from there. I do. It's one of those endless pools. I guess it's an endless pool. It's one of those pools that shoots jets and you can swim in it. It's like a jacuzzi. It's like a big giant jacuzzi you can swim in. Yeah, and I put a deck around it and everything. I put a deck, at least up to one side of it. Yep, that's what I did. Dave says, I understand. I haven't made a video in a year. Would like to do it, chat with you over in my Facebook group one of these days. If you're game. Always game, Dave. Always. Just message me. That's all you got to do. I don't know if you know, but as of I was telling people yesterday, I've been retired. I am retired now. I am a retired man. I don't have to go to work anymore. Every day is Saturday. Um, yep, that's right. And we expect to see you so we can help each other. It's totally, this is like a group. You know what I mean? It's like a group. Tammy says, yes, I relate to the struggle, not haters. And so much is getting in right mental space and still not sure how to make it all click. Just glad it did. Yes, I started Instagram storying. It just helped a lot. Never heard of Instagram storying. That sounds neat. Yeah, I went through issues with my leg. I was frustrated with it. I went issues with the PTSD. I went issues with the sciatica. And then I just started eating carbohydrates. And then I thought, well, what if I eat? Thanks on the retirement thing. And then I thought, well, what if I eat so many carbohydrates and then I show how I could go all the way up and lose all the way back down. And when I got to that all the way up, I didn't even care about coming back down for a long time. I didn't care. I didn't care about losing weight. I didn't care about eating right. I didn't care about a lot of things. So it was stupid. It was stupid thoughts. It was carbs taking over my brain. They ruined me. But if you could, I'm telling you, I'm going to print that picture up that I found from like 2017 or 20, no, it was, what is that? It's probably like 2016 or something. I don't know. My wife knows. But I'll show the picture, and you look at that picture and you'll say, oh, you'll say, Gonzo, you was a big boy. I was. I wish I had, I'm recording on my phone, so I can't just hold the phone up and show you guys. But yeah, it was not good. I wonder if I have it on my laptop. Maybe next time I'll look for it and see if I can show you guys. It's bad. It's a bad picture. I saw it on my TV is a smart TV, and it goes into like this screensaver mode. And that picture came up standing next to my wife with the Rocky Balboa statue behind us down in Philadelphia, right outside the, it was either right before or right after we went into the Philadelphia Art Museum. And holy cow, I can't believe I even walked around with all that weight. Yeah. And I look at myself now and I know I gained weight back, but I'm just like, I hope to God I don't look like that now. But I'll let you guys decide when you see the picture. Sadly, I had lost over 100 pounds at least 6 times in my life and gained back. I have no problem losing. My problem is keeping it off. Well, I'm kind of in the same boat too, but it wasn't a problem of keeping it off. I could have. I just quit, and I don't know. It just sucks that I quit. I wish I wouldn't have quit, because now I'm having to go through all these struggles all over again to try to lose that weight again, and it sucks. I'm telling you. You have a Fat Me file? Yeah, I think I do too. Yeah. I did motivational videos with like on stage, show people how to lose weight, and I still fell off the wagon. Sucks. Yeah. Anyway, yep, I do still have that hot tub with the swim spa thing. It's not sure how long it is. It's pretty long. It's inside my garage. I built my garage, like I put it in my garage, and then I took out the garage door, put in sliding glass doors, put a wall up with sliding glass doors, put a deck around the side of it. Now it's just like a cool room with a big giant spa in it. I think when I reach my goal, I relax on my diet too much then. I think so too. I don't ever seem to reach my goal. Not the overall goal, because I keep resetting it. Let's see what Tammy says. I quit too. The time I'm about 20 pounds from goal, I'm playing with foods in hopes of finding new normal. That's what I was just talking about today, where people think they can go right back up to you saying, well, what can I get away with? And when you start doing that, when you start playing with what can I get away with on carbs, the carb monster creeps up and grabs you. I'm telling you, he grabs you and he won't let go again. And he's even stronger this time than he was when you first started, because you were so motivated to lose weight that that this time, now you're like, well, I did lose all that weight, so I can eat a few carbs. Well, now I'm 10 over what I was gonna eat. Oh, now I'm 20 over. Now you're not even counting anymore, and you're probably like 40 or 50 over. And then that carb monster grabbed you. Done. Done. That's how we bounce back and we lose it on our diet. We let that carb monster back in and grab us and tell us, hey, everything's okay. You've lost so much weight. You should reward yourself. And you're just like, doggone it, carb monster. Yep, he comes and creeps in and gets you. Hey, I'm telling you, those carbs will attack you and they will set in real fast. It's frustrating. It's frustrating how fast those carbs will hit you and you'll gain that weight back. Yep, he's real. The monster is real. I'm telling you, he's real. I still have the motivation to lose. I'm just slowing down. Well, Tammy, but nothing compares to the motivation that you felt when you first started the diet. That's what I'm saying. When you first start keto, you're so motivated. You're so like, yes, this is it. This is what I want to do. This is going to work. This is going to be great. And then you keep doing it and you do it and you have so much success and you're happy and that motivates you and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And then you're so close to your diet. You're like, oh man, look how good I look. Look how great I look. I'm going to celebrate. And then you have that piece of cake, or you have that occasional outing with your friends, and you have an extra drink or two, or you have that extra wine, and then you try some pasta with your dinner. You say no, instead of saying no, I'm not going to have that pasta. You give in and you have that pasta, and then all of a sudden, the carb monster's got you, and he won't let go. And then you're not as motivated to lose the weight because you think, I already lost the weight. You know, I beat him, but he's got you again. So, I'm telling you, it works. It works that way. Not this time, she says. Not this time. I feel you. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing. Not this time for me either. Lee Lamoureux said, you just climbed back on the wagon. I've been going hard since 2018, down to carnivore with lots of added fat and fasting. Feel better than ever. Lee, that's what Dr. Berry does a lot, right? He does a lot of the intermittent fasting, the carbs, or the carnivore, and I don't know if he adds a lot of fat or not, does he? I know he talks about eating meats, a lot of meats, and a lot of carnivore stuff, which it's great if you don't overdo the protein. It's great. I think carnivore is great. It can work for one person, and yeah. TV says 1 carb is too many, and 1,000,000 is not enough. Stay away from the snacks. I agree. Snacks are bad. Here's another thing that could tell you whether you're eating right or not. If you need a snack between your meals, or from when you ate to when you feel like your intermittent fasting is going to end, if you feel like you need a snack, you didn't eat enough fats. You didn't eat enough food in general to keep yourself satisfied. That's the problem. Yep. That's another way to know whether you're eating right or not. To do it and still lose weight. The macros need to be 2 to 1. Okay. Oh, Linda said. Oh, Linda, yes, my pain comes back. Yeah. He's mostly fatty ribeye and eggs. Yeah, I don't like ribeye. I don't. I wish I did. I don't like red meat. Carnivore is great for many, but not all. That's true. It is an experiment. Yeah, I'm just not a big red meat eater. Like, I like hamburger, but I don't like steak. I like salsa, but I don't like tomatoes. I like guacamole, but I don't like avocados. Weird. I know, it's all weird. It's all right here. But, what else is there? Don't really like ham, but I love bacon. Doesn't make sense. Sorry, Matt, I didn't get the excitement this time around. It's been a more chill weight loss, so my head is in a different space. My struggle lately is energy, but that's another story. Well, Timmy, up your fats and increase your intermittent fasting so that your body utilizes fat as energy and it gets more fat adapted, because possibly you are not that fully fat adapted as you should be. I don't like steak. I know. Yeah, I just don't like it. When I was a kid, we were forced to eat everything on our plate, and I don't know how good of a cook my mom was. I guess she was good to a point at certain things, but not steak or roast beef or whatever. Like, the way people used to make it back in the days, they just threw it in a pot with some white potatoes and some green beans and salt and pepper, and they thought, well, that's the way roast beef is cooked, and that's it. Maybe it's some sliced up carrots or stuff. I'm just not that. That's not me. I can't stand roast beef. Can't stand it. I don't like steak. Like, I could eat steak, I just don't like it. Weird. You could take that same steak, grind it up, put it in a hamburger, and I could eat it. Go figure. Yeah, grind it up, put it in a hamburger thing, patty, put some cheese on it. I love it. But if it was in steak form, no, I don't want it. Hamburger is fine along with chicken, pork, and eggs. Gotta watch on the chicken though. Gotta watch, people. Watch how you eat the chicken breasts. Gotta watch. Chicken breasts are not very keto. Bone broth. Okay. I'm gonna eat 10 to 12 hours. I can only fast 10 to 12 hours. Is that enough? No. No, misunderstood. It's not. It's a start. But if you've been doing keto for a while, that proves you're not fat adapted. Ketones are usually 1.5, sometimes just register high. I don't know that there's a benefit being 1.5 versus 0.5. I really don't. All I know is that once you are in ketosis, 0.5 or above, your body's utilizing your fat as energy. So being at 1.5 doesn't mean that you're more in ketosis than somebody else. It just means you have currently more of the ketones, which is the waste, and it's showing that you've utilized some energy and you still have a lot of ketones in your blood system, which is going to show up on the monitor. Okay? But being at 0.5 and above does say, hey, I'm burning fat for energy. Okay? Now, if I'm walking down the street, I'm burning fat for energy. If you're walking down the street, you're burning fat for energy. It's just a matter of when I took that blood test, did I have more of those energy wastes called ketones in my blood system than you had in yours? That's all. I think. I think they've explained that in ways similar to that, but they're not even sure, the experts. Okay, let's see what somebody has been saying. I agree with you. My brother's the same way. Doesn't like steak, Dave said, but likes ground beef. For him, it's a texture thing. I think it's a texture thing for me too. I was always over 4, actually. Over 4 what? I don't know what 4 is. 1.5 is just a recent trend. You're over 4.0? No, ketones are the waste product. It doesn't mean that you're utilizing it better. It just means you have less wasted ketones still in your blood system. You could be burning off fat and then say you didn't try to burn off any fat and your body didn't utilize a lot of energy. It's not going to show a lot of ketones either, even if you are fat adapted. You could end up showing that you're not in ketosis, but it just could be the fact that you didn't really exert anything that you needed energy for, and the body just said, well, I don't need energy, so I'm not going to utilize any of this fat, so I'm just going to chill out. And then maybe some of the foods that you did give it, some of the proteins or whatever, it utilized that for energy instead of your fat that it had stored. So, yeah, the ketones are only the wasted byproduct of your body utilizing fat for energy. Now, it doesn't mean it just doesn't mean that you're burning more if you're at a higher rate than I am. I told you before, though, I like being at 1.5 or higher. Or I like being at 1.9. I do. But it's just a mental thing. It just means I know I've been in ketosis for a while. Like when I look at 0.5, I question, how long have I been in ketosis today then? Was I in ketosis all day? Was I actually burning fat earlier when I needed it? Or not? When I register a 1.5 or 1.9 or a 2.4, then I'm saying, oh, I've been in ketosis all day. I don't have any second thoughts about it. I'm like, yeah, I was in ketosis all day. I'm good. I've been doing something right. So that's my only mindset of having a higher reading on the keto meter. Gonzo's opinion. It's not really hard, because nobody knows. Nobody knows if 1.5 is better than 0.5. All I know is that ketosis is ketosis. 0.5 and up is ketosis. Tammy does agree with me, so I must be saying something right. My Keto Mojo was just delivered, and best news is my Flex card paid for it. I don't even know what a Flex card is. Them strips are expensive. Are they expensive? I bought a box of them. I don't remember how much I paid for them. Test whenever you want. It's your test strips. You could test. There's times where I've tested 3 or 4 times a day, but what I'm trying to do is something like I'll do a scientific experiment, or when I hit one of my frustrations, I'll be like, why am I not losing weight? And I'll check my blood sugar and I'll check my ketones. My blood sugar is high and my ketones are low. It means I'm utilizing fat or sugar, and I'm not utilizing fat. And then it gets me thinking, what did I do wrong? And then you try to backtrack, and hopefully you wrote some of this stuff down. Well, this strip's $60, the new ones, but you get a lot of them, I think, don't you? because I bought a box of them and I haven't run out, and it's been like 6 weeks, and I bet there's times when I've used 3 of each a day, because I'm always checking to see, did this put me out of ketosis? Did this help with ketosis? How about does, in the morning, am I better at ketosis? In the evening, am I better at ketosis? I know I've checked all different times, 60 of each strip. Not sure where you got that. I'm not sure. I'll show you what I got. I don't know where it is today. I'll have it for you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday, so I will bring my, I'll bring the keto strips. I'll try and print out that fat picture I have of my wife and I standing by the Rocky statue, and show you guys that. Other than that, you order everything on Amazon. All right, guys. Well, this was a very good session. I liked it. I like talking to you guys. You guys are very motivating. I gotta look up those, what's tortilla shells? Egg Life, you guys said it was called? Egg Life? Egg Life tortilla shells. Because I like wraps. I like making my own wraps. Filling it with like an olive oil mayonnaise. Yeah. Or not olive oil, but like a guacamole mayonnaise. It's really cool. Hey, no, thank you guys for chatting with me. Oh, it's at Aldi. Egg Life is at Aldi. We have Aldi's here too. I'll have to check. Thanks for chatting with me, guys. You guys take time out of your day to chat with me, and that's cool. That's very cool. But like I said, talking to you guys keeps me on the straight and narrow with the keto. So you guys are helping me. And any bit of knowledge I may have, I'm trying to pass it down to you guys. Let's stay away from the carb monster. He's real. They can seem spongy. They have no flavor. Well, they're not supposed to. They're just kind of egg whites and xylitol gum. I think they had some seasoning, he said, right? But for me, I coat the thing with a type of mayonnaise, whatever type I could find. Like sometimes I get that horseradish mayonnaise, or I get whatever. And I'll coat the entire tortilla shell with that fat. Then maybe I'll put some guacamole on top of that. Then I'll put my lettuce down, then my meats and my cheeses and my other vegetables or whatever, and that's when I then roll it up, and that's when I'll eat it like that. But I make sure, like I don't pour on just a squirt down the middle of, on the lettuce of the fats, like the mayo or something like that. I coat the entire tortilla shell with it and coat it. The same thing with the guacamole. I'll spread it on there like I was baking a cake. That way I get a lot more fats in, and of course it's flavorful. It's very flavorful. Oh, it's the wasabi mayonnaise I put on there too. Wasabi mayonnaise. It's like a green mayonnaise. It's crazy. Just a good vessel, and just chicken lasagna with them. Oh, there you go. I love them as Tostitos or panini press. I know what a panini press is, but I don't know what a tostado is. I've heard of them. I just can't visualize what they are in my head. My wife is the Hispanic one in the family. I just have the Hispanic last name. They are better heated up in a skillet with some fat. Isn't everything, Dave? Isn't everything? That's why we do keto, baby. Flat taco. Yeah. I go through more cumin spice than anything, I think. Cumin is a big staple of what I do. Mailman's here. I hear him beeping at the door. Means I got packages. Okay, everybody. I gotta go. It's been nice chatting. You guys have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here. 12 noon, as long as I don't screw up and have some delivery guy here for some reason. Who knows? But not today. Today I screwed it up. But that was the only time they can make it here. And look at my furniture I got yesterday. Something was wrong. Anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking keto with me. Let's keep going keto, and share this video with others if you want. Share any of my videos. I have tons of videos. I have all those quick tip videos. They're only like 2 or 3 minutes long. If you got somebody that's interested in keto, some of those videos, I made a whole bunch of the quick tips. Like, they're just literally 2-minute videos. I made them. They're short, sweet, and boom, boom, boom. People, you get a lot of information in just a quick video. And you could pick and choose. The grocery store one, I think I ended up with 13 or 14,000 views because it was a pretty good video. The grocery store one. The 12 tips I used to losing weight, or the 10 tips or the 20 tips, whatever it was, that I used to lose weight, that one's in there. Just post them, share them with friends, get somebody that you want as a keto buddy. Give them my videos. Say, hey, this is a guy he's a goofball, and he knows keto, and he's going through the same stuff as we are. I'm not one of those bodybuilders that's never had to deal with weight loss. I'm not one of those guys that ever had to really, I always had to think about losing weight and fighting with that process of losing weight. So that's why I do the keto. I've tried the other diets. I try all the things that most of you guys have tried. So I'm not one of these people that just, jumped on the keto bandwagon and said, well, I was a bodybuilder before this, and now I'm just going to jump on the keto thing and try to get keto customers. No, I'm actually here just to help people with keto, because it's a diet that I found that works. That's it. Okay, guys. Thanks for coming. I'm going to go check the mail, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at noon. All right, everybody. Keep going keto. Bye.